Welcome to Bloom 2019, and what a fantastic day we've had here again as day 3 is drawing to a close. Now, if you've been to Bloom already and if you've taken some photographs, well, do tag us at the Irish Gardener when you're uploading them, and what we'll do is we'll include them in our final video from Bloom, which is tomorrow, Sunday evening. When you have the show gardens done at the festival, you simply must come over here. This is the Nursery and Floral Pavilion, and it's where you're going to find that, that's something a bit special for your garden, along with all the tips and advice you need to grow it. Over here you have the Association of Irish Floral Artists, or AOIFA. You have their installation. But you know what? It's not all about plants and flowers in this marquee.
We live in Dublin, but it's our first year here in Bloom, and I'm very impressed.
There are always lovely gifts around here, and the flowers and the plants this year are stunning. Really lovely arrangements.
It's really good exposure for small businesses like mine, and because I make everything myself as well, it's really important to get my products out there to the public.
It's a lovely show to come to, because we like to have a look around, not only at the art but all the flowers and the gardens, and we meet so many beautiful people, because you can see how many people come to this show, and gardeners on the whole are actually very nice people.
As you can see, there's plenty happening here in the Grand Pavilion. This is the Bordnamona Grow-Wise Garden Expert stage, where I, amongst many other speakers, will be demonstrating all weekend. And just over there, you have the AOIFA, which is the Association of Irish Floral Artists area, and they're showcasing their wizardry at floral art. Earlier, I spoke with Ann Griffin, who won Best Floral Display for Bloom 2019, and asked her to tell me some more.
AOIFA is the Association of Irish Floral Artists, and we have about 90 flower clubs in the country. They're the umbrella organisation for the flower clubs. It's a great place for people to go, and you can go on your own. You can just go to a club, and there are club nights on most nights of the week in the winter, and you get to meet people from all over the country, and we get to make lots of friends that way. So it's a great organisation to become a member of. Obviously, when you're starting off, you have to you look at your title. You have to decide what plant material you're going to use. On my own piece, the title was Streamlined, and it's a petite design. I went into a shop and I saw a piece of the Children of Lear giving that shape, and I thought, I wonder, could I possibly put that together? So I'd say overall it took me probably about 6 hours work before I ever got here, and then took me a couple of hours here on the day, just putting it together. I'm absolutely thrilled to have got the Best in Show. That's just wonderful for me, and it's a great credit to my own teacher, who's Christine Hughes. She's now the Vice Chair of AOIFA, and only for her I wouldn't be where I am today, so I give her full marks for that.
There really are amazing skills on display inside there in the AOIFA section of the Floral Marquee. The attention to detail in those creations is just breathtaking. And the attention to detail here in this garden, created for the Mary Keating Foundation, is equally as impressive. Designed and constructed by Tunda Perry, the garden aims to illustrate the story of lung cancer in Ireland. And just look at the colour, the flowers of the irises, it really are what catch me about this garden. It's just a magical space, like so many of the show gardens here in Bloom 2019. Now, earlier I met with first-time show garden designer and winner of the RTE Super Garden Series, Grainne Walsh.
So the main inspiration is my beloved dogs, and lots of people ask me over the years, can you have a nice garden and have a pet? And it's really just to prove the point that you can. And I happen to be in Marrakesh with my family right before the deadline to enter this, so I used Marrakesh as inspiration as well in the beautiful gardens.
Grainne, have you enjoyed the experience? First time designing your garden at Bloom. Will we see you again? Have you enjoyed it? What's it been like?
I've enjoyed it so much. Yeah, it's been crazy, and it's been so hard, but so rewarding. And just to get a medal has just blown me away too.
Congratulations, it's a well-deserved medal. It's a lovely space in a relatively small area too. It shows great imagination. Gary, as winner of Super Garden, what were the the elements? I mean, obviously there's a lot of strong contenders in that series. What were the particular elements of Grainne's garden that swung it for the judges?
Yeah, I think it was a particularly good year for Super Garden. We had some real serious contenders coming at it from all different sort of directions. With Grainne, I think because she wasn't in any way bound by the conventions of horticulture or garden design, she had a very fresh approach. And she also had a very strong message that she wanted to communicate. And our job, as you know, what we try to do here is to get people excited and interested in plants and gardens. And we don't want people who have a dog or pet to feel they can't have that garden. So she was onto a winner in terms of her approach. Despite the fact that she knows nothing about horticulture, she knows a lot about design. She knows about colour, she knows about texture, she knows about creating focal points and interest, she knows about creating journeys. So she kind of has an inbuilt understanding of design and space, and she used that, in a way that we don't see very often. This is probably one of the best Super Garden winners we've ever had, and I don't say that lightly. It's way up there, and for her to come in here and achieve a silver gilt medal, and you know how tough our judges are, she really has proved that we picked the right one.
Gary, as I have you here on a different note, this is the 13th year of Bloom. More gold medals than ever. Visitor numbers are up. It's been a good year. You're happy?
Yes. It's hard to compare year with year because every year has kind of high points, and then you see things. Oh, I wish we had improved that or changed that. We're already looking to next year. We're looking at how we can make more improvements. But looking over the last few days, how the show has started, the judges' reactions to the gardens was really good. To get 11 golden medals out of 22 gardens is something else. We've never had that many gold medals. The public reaction, I think, is really good. You can see people responding emotionally, which is what this is all about. The messaging through the gardens again is great. Whether it's dogs, certainly bees and plants, and people are starting to understand that a garden can be so much more than a status symbol or somewhere where it's more housework, external housework.
And in terms of the messages, as you say, the important messages that are being told by the show gardens, and they are, and I'm delighted to see it, of course, about sustainability and helping the pollinators. And I think Bloom has really stolen a march over other shows here, because they're showing that to be environmentally sustainable in a garden, you can still be showy, you can still have the bling bling. So you still have like the dementia friendly garden full of colour, Marie Keating's garden full of colour, but also environmentally sound. But in terms of improvement, are we going to see more, do you think, of, not that it needs much improving in fairness, but in terms of development and improvement, will we see more of that message next year? I know what the feedback we're getting on social media, on the Irish Gardener and Facebook, is a lot of, can we make Bloom plastic free? Is that something that's practical, do you think, in the years to come?
Yes, it absolutely is. Great. Absolutely is. Like, we've made huge strides this year, particularly on the issue of plastic. As you know, we've always had, and I'm going to just pick that as an example, but we've always had water points around the show, water that we supply and test, and it's really good drinking water. And then we say to people, listen, just buy one plastic bottle and use that and refill that throughout the day. Now we're saying don't buy that bottle. We're saying we have recycled paper cartons, like a Tetra Pak type bottle if you want to get water. And we have containers, and we say bring your own container and refill that throughout the day. People say, oh, we're on a journey, and it's a bit of a cliche. We need to move through that journey much, much faster if we're going to save this planet, and we need to do our bit here at this show as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Great news. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a fantastic achievement by Grainne on her first ever Bloom show garden design. Now I'm here in the connectivity garden designed by Brian Burke, a former Super Garden winner, which is bringing us close to the end of my coverage for today, day 3 at Bloom 2019. Join us tomorrow again at 6:30 at the Irish Gardener on Facebook for exclusive coverage of our final day here at Bloom. And now I'm going to leave you with some of the highlights from day 3.